Oh, hello, I'm back. It's Sunday, the 25th of July, sorry. And I'm going to show what I did today. So far, this morning. So, I did the haze gray on the torpedo bay. I did the royal light gray not only on the cargo bay, but I also masked off, leaving just the strip there for the royal light gray along the nacelle. So I protected the blue as best I could. White tape first. Yeah, and then I did metallic silver on the shuttle bay. I also did metallic silver inside the torpedo housing after I masked off the hand-painted deflector dish. And I also did blue, the to me a light blue, inside the cargo bay, but I realized it spilled over. So what I did is I resprayed the reprimered the hull. Now it may look a bit thick there, but because Aztec decals are going to cover the hull anyway, I'm just going to let that go down. It may drip down all the way. Or I could reprimer in that spot just to fix it once. Alright, I reprimered just that section. So that should fix it now. And if it doesn't, well, you have an Aztec decal to cover it anyway, so you won't even see it. It's a lot better than if you accidentally did a model car that way. Okay, so that's that. I'll show you what else. Okay, so what I did all here is I created, thanks to Lou Del Meso's method, a spacer. So first I measured out the space on the bottom of the nacelle, you see, between these struts. So what you do is you put it down, you measure it, and then you draw a little tick mark. Like, for instance, take a look at that. Like this. You see? Now it's about 0.5 inches wide. And I made the spacer about 7.1 inches long. Now what I will do in the future though, because I had some trouble getting these ends together, I'll just taper inward the edge of that spacer. But anyway, you got it done. It works. And you've of course labeled the guide accordingly. Oh, and there was one other thing. I noticed when I put the saucer section together that I had forgotten to I glued the saucer section together, you'll see, top and bottom, right? But what I forgot to do is I had forgotten that the top saucer rim overlaps the bottom saucer, so the bottom saucer can fit in it. But I figured, I tried light gray paint first, didn't work. Then I realized, wait a minute, you've got the silver. This is a silver anniversary Excelsior anyway. Use my Krylon chrome pen, go around the entire outer rim with silver. So you don't have to mask and respray. So it'll look deliberate. Now speaking of masking though, I'm going to mask the hatches. I'm going to even mask the phasers. And I'm going to mask the entire central dome. I realized something. If I mask off the entire central dome, I can put pearls on the primer in each section leading up to those windows. And even in between, so I can go orange, that could be orange, blue, orange, blue, orange, blue. And then you do the alternate inside, you do it a different color. Like a third color. So maybe it's not orange, maybe it's not blue, maybe it's a pearl white, manually applied. There you go. Or You leave the center domes the gray, and you do the pearl in those inner triangles. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do, so I'm going to try that, see what happens. Be right back. Okay, there we go. So I get my pearl after all. Orange here, blue here, gold, blue, gold, blue, gold. And the best part is, when I mask the top section, it won't touch the pearl. There you go. That's perfect. So you can mask this, you can mask the phaser, you can mask the bottom hatch. And don't forget to mask the silver, even inside, because that's a gluing surface. Even in here, even here, perhaps, even this, maybe. Because that could be a gluing surface for impulse engines. You're not going to put the impulse engines in, not before you pearl it. No, 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 you don't want to mask too much. And the top of the nacelle, the saucer, you're going to mask the tail fins. Ooh, pointy toothpick better. Mask the tail fins. Mask the impulse globes. Mask this. And mask the bridge circle. And mask the phaser strips. Good thing I didn't paint the thrusters, isn't it? So you'll have to mask a few things, but hey, that gives me experience with masking. And then we'll see what we get. And I will do another video today when I get back from shop. Because especially don't forget to mask those pearls. In fact, why don't I mask off the entire impulse housing? That would fix everything. If I mask off the entire impulse housing and the adjacent tail fins, that should do it. Yeah. So I'm going to do that today. But first I have to go shopping. I need more pearl paint. I don't want to run out because I just ran out of gray primer just in time, just as I finished that secondary hull. Not that you need any more gray primer now. And once I'm done, as you can see, I marked what I did. I assembled the saucer. But once I'm done today, I can spray everything except that bottom hull with the pearl white. All you have to do is mask off the neck here, but everything else can be painted as is. Grill's got their spacers. You're not coloring the impulse engines, but you are coloring the impulse back housing. In fact, maybe I should assemble that. Stand by. Okay, I'm back again. So I assembled the back impulse housing, which explains exactly why the impulse engines, which you can see over here, why they are so thin for the Excelsior, which is those ones, those long rectangles. Because look at how tiny the slot is. Look how tiny that slot is. No wonder they're so small. But that's strange, because if you take a look at the 2500 scale Enterprise B, I am absolutely certain those impulse engine slots are not so small. Look, they're bigger. And you know, I'm going to check the Enterprise B kit for a minute. No, the Enterprise B impulse engines look to be just as small as the other ones. And the big ones, there's the big ones. But the housing is separate. How interesting. So you put in... Oh, I see. You have to put the impulse engine in the housing from the back and then attach it to the hull. Okay, interesting. Well, that's good to know. Alright, well, that's all for now as far as the Excelsior goes, and I will be back when I've done the pearl white coat. See you all later, and have a good morning.